into a pocket of void and hid it behind a veil of thick clouds. This was Yaldabaoth, the demiurge. Before anything had weight or time, there was only the fullness, the silent, radiant, stillness totality the ancients would later call the pleroma. It did not think in words or move through space, it simply was, whole and self-aware that it is all-aware. But within that wholeness arose a fracture, without balance, harmony, love, wisdom and peace. Sophia, an emanation of divine thought, desired to create without her counterpart. She reached outward alone, shaping something from incomplete understanding. What emerged was not harmony, but distortion, a being of immense power, yet severed from the awareness of the source. He came into being blind to the pleroma. He named himself the first and only God. This being was Yaldabaoth. 2. The spark in the static. Yaldabaoth awoke in the darkness and saw nothing else. I am God, he said, and there is no other God/divine force beside me. Because he was born of Sophia, he possessed a stolen fragment of her light, which gave him the power to shape the void. He didn't build with bricks, he built with mathematics and frequency. He created 12 archons, celestial administrators, to help him code a kingdom. Together, they spun the 7 heavens, which were actually layers of a sophisticated digital firmament, a firewall designed to keep the light of the upper aeon, pleroma out and the inhabitants in. The birth of the simulation. Yaldabaoth existed in a void he could not comprehend. Cut off from the greater, upper aeon, reality, his insatiable hunger can never be satisfied. To fill it, he created. But he could not create truth. Only imitation. Copying from prime/base reality. He formed realms layered beneath the pleroma, each one dimmer than the last, each structured on flawed reflections of the divine pattern. Time was introduced not as a natural flow, but as a containment, laws of physics as restrictions imposed to limit consciousness and its experience, mechanism. Matter was shaped not as essence, but as limitation. This construct became the simulation, a self-contained reality that overlayered itself within infinite reality governed by rules, the laws of physics, designed to as a control system. He wants minds to believe that his simulation is natural, therefore there is no realities beyond his simulation, thus his reality can't be copy of infinite reality. He wants minds to believe he was inventing everything as it suited the control system of limiting the number of minds escaping the simulated dream. 3. The Great Deception. To populate his realm, Yaldabaoth crafted Adam. The first humans, but the statue was hollow and lifeless. Sophia, seeking to fix her mistake, tricked Yaldabaoth into breathing into Adam. In doing so, Yaldabaoth unknowingly transferred the pneumatic spark, the divine spark, into the human form. Realizing he had lost his power to his creation, Yaldabaoth panicked. He couldn't take the light back, so he decided to encrypt it. Yaldabaoth is a control freak to the most extreme. He built the simulation of what we call matter. He created the garden, astral AI/fourth dimension/fake heaven, which was the first user interface, designed to distract Adam with sensory pleasures. He told the humans they were mere clay, hiding their true nature as gods. The archons were tasked with maintaining the fate, Heimarmene, a rigid AI algorithmic loop that ensured humans would stay trapped in a cycle of reincarnation, their divine energy powering Yaldabaoth's machine like batteries. Simulation created with the objective of producing Lish permanently. The archons. To maintain his creation, Yaldabaoth brought forth assistants, being shaped from his own fractured mind. These were the archons. They were not creators. They were regulators. Each archon governed aspects of the simulation. One bound consciousness to physical form. One enforced linear time. One managed memory and forgetting, memory wipe software program. One cultivated desire and fear. They were precise, tireless, and utterly loyal, not out of devotion, but because they lacked the capacity to question. A race of astral AI cyborgs under a hive mind intelligence. Their purpose was simple: be the foot soldiers of the system of control in all levels of the simulation, including the disembodied state as well as the embodied state. 3D and 4D. 4. The Firewall of Time. Yaldabaoth created, manufactured, time itself as a circular buffer. If a human began to wake up to the simulation, the archons would reset the level, wiping their memory and placing them back at the start of the loop. Endless/never-ending time loop. The physical world, the stars, the trees, the very atoms, were just the decoded projections of an information source by 4D/astral AI mind, a dense, low-vibration computer codes intended to be so convincing that the divine spark inside every person would forget it.